started an Annie Award for Best Animated Feature of the Year, and it's only fair that we rank them. That's what we do here. That's what I do here. I have no excuse to not do this. But I love this. I've loved animated movies for as long as I can remember. This is obviously going to be dominated by 2 studios, but there are a couple nice surprises in there as well. So I think it's only fair that we dive in and start with one of the newer ones, Into the Spider-Verse, which is possibly not just one of the best animated movies I've seen in a long time, but one of the best movies I've probably seen of all time. Certainly the best superhero movie, and I will go out on a limb and say that. I might have said something else before, but I'm pretty sure that this is the one that stands up the most. I love it. I love the characters. I love the animation in it. It's so beautiful. It's so fluid. They do such a good job with every element of this movie that it really does do a really great job. So, next up we have Lion King, which shouldn't be a surprise that this is fairly high on the list. Lion King I will keep in the brilliant category for right now. Most people will consider this a flawless movie. I can't argue that, but I'm going to go based off of one in a category until I can move them around a little bit, just because then it adds a little bit of drama and spice. But Lion King being a top, I don't think anyone's going to argue that. Shrek, has Shrek held up as well as other ones? No, it really hasn't. At least not for me. Like, I still love Shrek. I haven't seen the first one in years. Maybe now I'd appreciate it more as an adult, but I will say it's not one of the ones that I'm just, like, instantly gravitating towards as, like, a rewatch these days. Maybe it's because as the series goes on, it loses a lot of its impact, it loses a lot of its satire. But for the beginning, it started out very solid. I remember I loved this growing up. I remember I watched this many, many times in my years. So, easily near the top, but, you know, not necessarily the best. Pocahontas, is it even good? I mean, I'll keep it at mediocre right now, but like, it's definitely not a Disney movie I'm longing to go back to. It's not a Disney movie that I'm begging to see again. Overall, fairly flat. It doesn't really do a lot with the character. The narrative is very much along the lines of, it's problematic in a lot of ways now, and the more time goes on, the more you kind of realize that. And I don't know, certainly not one that I think we're as proud of today as we were. Iron Giant, however, is a marvel. And I will keep, actually, you know what? I'm going to put Iron Giant ahead of Lion King, which is going to be controversial, but I love it. Iron Giant is a great movie. Humor, heart, well done, breaks your soul at the end. It's good. It's good. Kung Fu Panda, surprisingly good. I will keep this ahead of Shrek right now. Do I think that it's one of the best movies on the list? No, but it's far better than it has any right to be, which I think is very important to acknowledge. Finding Nemo's great. It's a classic. I'll put it under brilliant. Holds up, still really well done. I can't believe it was only like their third or fourth. It was their third movie, I'm pretty sure. Third or fourth. Either way, very well done. Finding Nemo's still a lot of fun. I definitely think it's definitely one of the stronger Pixar entries. And that's coming from Pixar, who has a lot of really strong entries in here. Toy Story 2. Is it as good as Finding Nemo? No. I'm going to put it ahead of Kung Fu Panda. The reason why is that I don't feel like it holds up quite as well as some other Pixar movies on the list, which I know are coming. So I would consider this kind of on the level of Kung Fu Panda. Still very good. Still very, very good. Obviously, we're talking about the best of a best in a specific year, so we're gonna be splitting hairs a lot of the time. Zootopia. When Zootopia came out, I was absolutely obsessed. I loved it. Loved the messaging of it. I loved the animation. The production is great. The silliness of it, the fun way that the Animal City works together. Does it hold up as well? Yes, but I'm gonna keep it in the okay category. I would consider, I'm more likely to reach back out to Kung Fu Panda than I am to Zootopia, which sounds about right to me. All right, Aladdin. Aladdin's great. Aladdin's obviously a classic. I'll keep it right behind Lion King. I feel like that's a good place for it. Obviously, a lot of Disney has fans like this for a reason. Cars? Well, Cars is on par with Pocahontas. I don't think anyone's going to argue that. Coco. Okay, Coco's really good. This movie broke me as a human. I will consider it just above Toy Story 2. I guess I'm doing 3 in each category now. We'll figure this out. We'll get there. Inside Out. Another movie that I think is really, really good. If I was to reach out to this, I would say I'm more likely to see Inside Out than I am to see Toy Story 2 again. So I think that's the right place for it. Mitchell's vs. the Machines. Far better than it had a right to be. I'm going to kind of keep this right up in the top. I would consider it right on par with Lion King and Aladdin. No, am I being too generous? I'm being too generous. Right above Zootopia. You know what? I think Kung Fu Panda 2. I'll keep that in the... Yeah. That feels... No. There. That feels right to me. Mitchell's vs. the Machines is far better than it had a right to be. Just flat out. So I feel the same way about How to Train Your Dragon. It's also nice to see DreamWorks on the list, so good for them. I would consider How to Train Your Dragon just above Kung Fu Panda. I feel like that seems right to me. It's just a really well done movie. I remember seeing this in 3D back when 3D was like a really big deal. And they did a really good job on it. And it's beautiful and it's touching and it's sweet and it's great. I don't have any issues with it. So Spirited Away is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't think anyone's going to be surprised when I keep this on the top. I'm actually going to put it in front of Spider-Verse, which is tough. Because like Spirited Away is a beautiful masterpiece of a movie. I'm speaking... Everyone knows this. If you watch animation, you've seen this, and you've probably had some fun with it. Frozen. Frozen is good. Does it still hold up as well as it did when it came out? I would say it's better than Toy Story 2, but not as good as Mitchell's of the Machine. I remember it was super surprising, super intriguing when it came out. Does it still have that same impact? Kind of. Incredibles. Not my favorite Pixar movie. I love the family dynamic. I think it's a very mature take on it. I would consider this... right above Toy Story 2. But below Frozen. The reason why is that I feel like Incredibles does really good things. I love the family dynamic. I think it does something really creative. It was like one of the first times Disney's had a twist villain of sorts. So... you gotta respect that. But does it hold up as well as some of the other ones? Not necessarily. Klaus. Klaus was fine. In terms of like a Christmas... like an interesting Christmas movie. The appearance of it was beautiful. But I think the story was just kind of there. You know? So, Beauty and the Beast is a classic of all time. Probably one of my second favorite Disney animated movie of all time. But I feel like Beauty and the Beast would be right up there. I'm going to put it, like, controversially, I'm putting it above Lion King and Aladdin. But hey, this is the Disney Renaissance. You're splitting hairs at this point. So, How to Train Your Dragon 2 was right on par with How to Train Your Dragon 1. I will put it right behind just because I feel like it's slightly lessened impact, but still good. I still remember seeing it in 3D. Still think it was fine. I enjoyed it. Wreck-It Ralph, not my favorite. I feel like of these, I can probably pull Shrek down to decent. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think that's okay. Wreck-It Ralph I don't feel holds up as well. I feel like as time goes on, more and more of the idea of the arcade is going to slip. I feel like it had a good impact at the time. Do I think it still holds a good impact? It still holds an impact for sure, but it's not quite as strong. Mulan, another favorite Disney movie of mine. I was really excited for the idea of what they were going to do with the live-action remake, where they were going to turn it into a kung fu movie. But then I just heard it was so disappointing, I never even bothered to watch it. So that's on me. That's me being a bad human. But there we go. Cats Don't Dance. Okay, secretly, I love this movie. This is probably one of my favorite kid movies growing up. I loved Hollywood. I loved the characters. I loved the animation. It was so much fun. Does it hold up? No, not really. It's very kiddie. It's very silly, which is good. It's good to have that like lighthearted, silly element. But I'm surprised that this is the one that won. But like it took on old Hollywood. It was cute. The songs are amazing in it. I would still listen to the music all the time. Is it better than Pocahontas? Yes. Is it better than Cars? Abso-freaking-lutely. So, Soul. How do I feel about Soul? I mean, I liked Soul, but I have to admit it's one of the ones I forget exists. I feel like it gets lost a little bit inside of itself. Do I love the message of Soul? Yes. I think Soul for me would be right behind Shrek. I have to admit, in terms of Pixar, it's one of the ones I forget most often. So, but it's good. It's really, really good. Obviously, all of these movies are great. I don't think I would put any of these in the bad, awful, or haven't seen category, because I've seen them all. But yeah, Ratatouille, oh my gosh, after seeing Everything Everywhere All at Once, I appreciate Ratatouille so much more. Great Pixar movie. Great fun. I would put this above Toy Story 2, but below Incredibles. I feel like that's the right place. Toy Story 1, is this Toy Story 3? I think this is Toy Story 3. Toy Story 3, if this is Toy Story, then no. I think this is just Toy Story 1, which I would have to put in the... I would put it right beside Toy Story 2. I feel like Toy Story 1 would be better than Toy Story 2. Yeah, this has to be Toy Story 1 because it has Bo Peep, and Bo Peep's not in Toy Story 3. We're there. Up, one of the best movies on the list. But is it as good as some of these other ones? No. I would put Up right above How to Train Your Dragon. The best opening sequence of an animated series ever. Is it the best movie of the list? No. That's where I stand with the Annies. I hope you enjoyed. I would like to know, what is your favorite animated movie? And I will see you next time.